We are less than 2 weeks away from the start of this year's Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and if you're coming for the first time, it can be a little bit overwhelming, a little bit scary. Don't worry, we've got you covered with 5 essential tips to remember if you're doing the Edinburgh Fringe Festival for the first time. Hello everyone, it's Tony from Experience Edinburgh here, and we know that if you're coming to Edinburgh to do the Fringe Festival for the first time, it can be kind of overwhelming. It's, let's face it, huge. Most people don't realise how big it is. It's the biggest arts festival in the world. A lot of Edinburgh residents like to always tell people that when the Fringe Festival starts, the population of Edinburgh doubles. I would love to say that's just us exaggerating, but it's not. It's the fact. The Edinburgh population gets overwhelmed with the amount of performers coming in and the amount of visitors coming in. So if you're going to come for the first time, it's best be prepared. So let us help you with 5 simple tips. We're starting off with one that could probably help you no matter what time of year you visit Edinburgh. Pack for every season. Now this might sound a little bit maybe obvious, maybe a little bit over-exaggerated, but it's completely true. Edinburgh's weather is incredibly changeable. You could be scorching hot sunny 1 minute and then 5 minutes later it can be teeming down with rain, and then after that it can be incredibly windy. It really does change that quickly here. There's an old saying in Edinburgh, you don't like the weather, hang on 5 minutes. It honestly will change. So pack for every season. Make sure you've got a waterproof jacket. Most of all, make sure you've got comfortable shoes. A lot of people don't realise as well, Edinburgh is built on 7 hills. There's a weird saying here that if you go somewhere, you go uphill. If you go home, you still go uphill. That is completely true as well. So make sure you've got a nice waterproof jacket, comfortable shoes, a light jumper, an extra layer, and a pair of shorts. It's really that changeable. Sunglasses are also a must, especially in the summer. See, when it is scorching down with sun, oh my goodness, it is bright. So make sure you are ready. It's funny as well with the tall buildings here in Edinburgh and the tight closes, all of a sudden it can go really cold if you turn round a corner just because of the way the shadow's hitting you. So it really does change with every single visit, with every single day, with every single hour. So make sure you're prepared for every season. If it's a nice sunny day, make sure you have that light waterproof packed in the bag. Trust me, you'll be thanking me later. Next up, like I said, the crowds in Edinburgh. It is busy. As I already told you, the population of Edinburgh doubles and everyone is concentrated in the one area. The Royal Mile, which is the main street of Edinburgh, the oldest street of Edinburgh really, from Edinburgh Castle down to Holyrood Palace, can get ridiculously busy, especially in what is really the fringe or festival centre area. Right beside St Giles Cathedral down to the Tron Kirk, that area is just ridiculously busy. So if you don't like crowds, you're not going to have the greatest time. The best thing to do is just take your time. Don't try to fight through them. You're just going to get busier and busier and busier. Take your time, have a look about, see what's going on. Trust me, there is loads going on, and we'll get to that in a minute. Just embrace it. There really is no other way of dealing with it. You're just going to have to get used to the crowds, get used to moving through them. If you don't like it, trust me, the second you get off the Royal Mile, it will get a little bit quieter. And then once you're heading to different venues, it's going to be a little bit better there as well, because obviously people mostly stay in the venues to go see their shows. We'll come to the venues in a minute as well, because that is a big one for anyone visiting and planning. But get ready for the crowds. If you've been to Disney, if you've been to London, it's different. I know these places get busy. Public transport can be crowded, so be ready for that as well. Also, with crowded streets, it does mean that if you're going from venue to venue to see different shows, if you're seeing multiple shows in one day, which let's face it, if you're doing the Edinburgh Fringe properly, you're going to see multiple shows in one day. You're going to have to plan your route, and you're going to have to make sure that you're not leaving yourself too short in getting to these different venues. Number 1, you're going to have to be fighting the crowds. And number 2, they may be further away or a more difficult route than you think. Remember, I just told you, Edinburgh is also built on 7 hills. So on a map, it might look like a straight line, but truthfully, you're going downhill and you're going uphill again. So be ready for that. Make sure you prepare wherever you are and wherever you're travelling in between. Make sure you're ready for that. You're prepared for wherever you're going in between venues, or to a restaurant, or to see a show, or to just watch some street performers. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time to get through the crowds and get up and down the hills. Okay, I touched on it just a minute ago, but street performers, you're going to see a lot of this. Truthfully, the street performers are now becoming a little bit more of an all-year thing on the Royal Mile, which personally I think is great. I love it. However, there's a lot of them, and there's about 3 different spots, official spots on the Royal Mile for these street performers. They're all specially organised by the Fringe. They all get a set time to do their thing. It's really great. You should embrace it. It's a great way to get some entertainment when you're out and about on the streets. You'll see lots of different incredibly skilled acts, and they can change from fire breathers to acrobats to escapologists. It is brilliant. It's a great way to just come, if you've not got anything planned, and get some brilliant entertainment. But with that, remember, this is their job. They're doing this for a job, and nowadays, I know, we don't carry cash. No one carries cash nowadays, but if you're able to put a little bit of cash in your pocket so that if you are watching a street performer, make sure you give them a couple of quid. That as well goes for the bagpipers and things that you can see up and down the streets. They are doing this for a job as well. So make sure that if you take a picture, leave them £1. That's all they want. Leave them £1, leave them £2. They will thank you profusely for it. So many people take a picture, film them, and then just walk on. Remember, this is their job. They're doing it to entertain you, let you hear the bagpipes for the first time, let you see someone swallow a flaming torch, let you see someone escape from a straitjacket. All of this is their job. So please be kind to them, leave them a couple of quid. You will honestly make their day. Okay. Now we get to the forward planning part. If you haven't started to plan what you're going to see at the Edinburgh Fringe, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry. You will have no shortage of choices. But if there's anything you specifically wanted to go see, or any one act you specifically want to go see, you should think about booking that now. Some of them are already selling out, and they will sell out. So go on to the Edinburgh Fringe website. You'll start to be able to look at everything on there. Every single show that is registered is on there as well. You can search for a particular act. You can search for a particular style, a musical, a play, a comedy, a thriller, anything, experimental work, opera, ballet. Trust me, it is all there. For some people visiting, they don't realise this really is the biggest arts festival anywhere in the world. Anything you can imagine that could possibly go on will be going on. So you've got a lot of choice from there. If you haven't booked yet, don't worry, you've still got time. And you can do it when you get here as well. There's lots of box offices up and down the Royal Mile. So pick up one of the Edinburgh Fringe booklets. You can get them right outside the Edinburgh Fringe office on the Royal Mile. They're always there. So you can go and pick one up at any time. Have a look through. Make sure you plan and book what you want to do. While we're on that, remember, Edinburgh's full of incredible history, and it's always worth doing a tour. So why don't you check out our website, the Experience Edinburgh website, and book our Heart of the Royal Mile tour. We will tell you everything that you could possibly want to know about the Royal Mile and how Edinburgh transformed from a medieval town to the capital city that it is today. Trust me, it's a 5-star tour. We're very excited about it. We're very proud of all these beautiful 5 stars that are coming in, and we would love to see you on a tour and give you a little bit of history as you are enjoying the Edinburgh Fringe as well. So go on, book that now, and once you get here as well, make sure you check out that Fringe booklet and book the shows that you want to do. And lastly, touching on something else that we already started to talk about, planning your route. And this one trips people up a lot. So there are different companies, different production companies that put on all the shows. There are a lot of independent ones, a lot of little independent venues. They are all mostly numbered if they are with the Edinburgh Fringe. There'll be venue number 1, venue number 2, venue number 3, all the way up into the hundreds. So with that, it can get very confusing. If you look at the Edinburgh Fringe magazine, there is a map. There is a map that will show you roughly where all the venues are. However, there's so many, it can sometimes be difficult to find them. They should all have a big number outside saying, we are venue whatever. But some of the even bigger ones, the big production companies, the ones that everyone thinks of when they visit Fringe, this is where it can really throw you off. So let's take Assembly, for instance. You could look at your ticket and go, great, this is at Assembly. And you might think it's at Assembly George Square, which is the beautiful beer gardens where you can go see a show. However, they've got multiple venues. It could be Assembly George Square. It could be the area around George Square. It could be Assembly Hall, which is at the top of the mound, which is quite a walk away from Assembly George Square. It could be the Assembly Rooms, which is an even further walk away. And truthfully, Assembly Rooms might be a different place. Sometimes it depends on who's running it. Assembly Roxy and Assembly Dance Base. These are all different venues, all run by Assembly. So that can really throw people off. I've seen it happen, people being at George Square and saying, hey, yep, our show's here. And then they look at the ticket and the usher that's there saying, I'm really sorry, but your show isn't here. Your show is 20 minutes walk away from here and the show starts in 5 minutes. So make sure you plan exactly what you want to do and where you want to see it. And Assembly's not the only one. Underbelly, Utterbelly, which are kind of run by the same thing but have slightly different names, they have multiple venues. The Pleasance has the Pleasance Courtyard and the Pleasance Dome as well. So you can see how it's easy to get confused by these things. So my tip for you, if you're going to do all these things, go to an actual venue. Say go to Assembly George Square, for example, and just look at all the things that they have on there that day. If you're doing it on the cuff, if you're not planning ahead and you're just going out and saying, hey, let's see what we're going to do today, just go to one space. Go to the Pleasance Courtyard or go to Assembly Gardens and have a look at what's on there for the day and just do them all in one place. It'll save you running about. You'll be able to sit, relax and enjoy the space and then take a break in between each show without running to your next spot. Or if you are going to do that, then some of them are quite near each other as well. Utterbelly Gardens are quite near Assembly Gardens and Gilded Balloon. These are all in a kind of space, all close together. So you can kind of do it that way as well. But it does pay to pay attention to where all these different venues are. Some of them might even be out on the outskirts of Edinburgh if you're going to a smaller venue. So you really, really, really need to look at the map, plan ahead. And there you have it. There's a starter for 5 if you are coming to the Edinburgh Fringe for the first time. Remember, just take your time and embrace it. You will go see some shows that are absolutely rubbish. You will go see some shows that are absolutely brilliant. There's lots of things that have started in the Fringe that you might not know. Six the Musical, which is on Broadway, started as a Fringe show here. In fact, it's still the same show. They haven't changed it. They started here at the Edinburgh Fringe. So many careers have started during the Fringe as well. So you never know. You might be seeing the next Lin-Manuel Miranda because he was here as well, plugging his show, handing out flyers many, many moons ago. Just embrace it. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant time. And remember, while you're here, book that Heart of the Royal Mile tour at experienceedinburgh.co.uk. We would love to see you there and we will give you the absolute best historic tour we possibly can. Remember to subscribe as well for all new great tips every week about visiting Edinburgh, not just during the Edinburgh Fringe, and we hope to see you soon.